We're live, everybody. Good to see you. Looks like we got a lot in the chat already. Amazing. Thank you all for joining in. It's 9:30 p.m. in America, or at least on the East Coast in America. It's Friday Night Lights. It's a Friday. Wally, how are you feeling? Good to see you. Our co-host, Wally. What's going on, man?
Hey, I'm feeling great because we beat somebody 5-1 the other night, so I just feel wonderful. And I'm drinking limoncello, so that might have something to do with it. So
there
cheers.
You go, Wally. That
Good
is
luck,
much
everyone.
more interesting than your drinker last week. Wally is our drinks connoisseur. But with that, I'll go around the horn. Let's see, who are you? Where are you? How do we reach you on social media? And what are you drinking? Nick, let's start with you.
I'm Nick. I'm in Columbus, Ohio right now. I go to the Ohio State University. And I am drinking water because I had a very, very, very long night last night, and I got to work in the morning. So
that's fair enough, Nick. Thirsty Thursday gets the best of all of us. Matt.
Evening, gentlemen. Matt from Chicago. Originally from back home in London, and tonight I am being sponsored by the very sensible Michelob Ultra, beer of athletes.
Well done.
And saps everywhere. Yeah.
Watching your figure, Matt. Well done. Good man. Good man. Dave.
Hi, David Rowe from the Alamo City Hammers, San Antonio, Texas. Tonight I'm drinking a libation of my own creation. It's a bit of cider.
Oh, good man. Good man. As a West Country man myself, I can appreciate that. This is Friday Night Lights. It's very, very easy, but here are the rules. I got a bunch of questions. Those questions, they could be good, they could be bad, but these guys have to give me interesting answers. Those that give the best answers would normally get a thumbs up, right? But I'm away from home this week and I forgot my thumb. So instead, they're going to get a butternut squash up, at least for the beginning. So this is our scorekeeper, this strange looking vegetable. Yeah. So you will be blessed if you have one of these. So we got a bunch of questions lined up. Whoever's in last place going into halftime, they will be dropped, unfortunately, from the show, and that will give a head-to-head for the last set of questions. So with that, Wally, I'm going to boot you, and we're going to get right into question number 1. The Cup and the League we seem to be playing two completely different teams, and in those teams are two completely different front threes. So my question to you is, which of the two front threes should be starting in the league and why? Nick, I'm going to come to you first.
I would go with, the hard part is, I would say stay with Antonio, Bowen, and Fornals, just because we can't drop Antonio. Bowen hasn't done anything to deserve to get dropped. But as much as I hate saying that, that means Fornals is on the left, and it's just a shit show. The other team coming down the right. So, but I think we just got to keep how it is.
Yeah, Antonio's got a league goal so far, so it would be hard to drop him. Dave, where do you stand on that? Which one of the two front threes that we currently have should be playing in the league?
I'm actually going to go the other way. I'm going to say that the attacking players that we've had in the Cup should be playing in the league. I like Haller. He's got a good goal return. I know it's been against lower league opposition and stuff, but he's had a really good goal return. He's been linking up really well with the rest of the players up front. And Yarmolenko's just been on fire. So that's for me. I think that's the way to go.
It makes a lot of sense. Haller's definitely got a good goal tally so far. Matt, where do you stand on all this?
I think that you've got to stick with the team that we're putting out in the league. So I'm going to agree with Nick. I think it's one of those things where that's the team, or that's the front three that really saw us through at the end of last season. That's the team who played well against Arsenal. Yeah, okay, Haller has got a good goal return. He's playing well, but he's playing well against Charlton and he's playing well against Hull. So not really been tested, not really been blooded. So I'm sticking with the front three that play in the league.
Sensible. So let's look at that coming into Sunday, right? It's unlikely to be a massive shake-up for the match against Wolves. But if you had to pick one player from the Cup front three to start, start playing games in our league team, which one of that front three would you pick, Matt? Let's go back to you.
If I had to pick and I had to make a change, I would probably give Allaire a run out. I think that he's done okay. He was done well against lower league opposition. He needs that test, really. We need to see what he can actually do at the top flight. He's not had much of that last season. He's not had a sniff of that this season. I think he had 2-minute run out the other week. So I'd be tempted to give him a spin in the league team and see what he can do. He offers something different that Antonio doesn't. He's big and he's strong and he's powerful. He's scored at the minute, so he deserves a bit of a run out in the team.
Dave, Allaire or somebody else?
Well, I mean, I already said I would bring on more than one, but if I had to pick one, it's going to be, probably Allaire. Yeah, just slightly edging out Yarmolenko.
Why is that?
Just the goals to game he's starting to pick up. He's in and about it. He's he's finding the back of the net, and those are all good things. I think we need that.
Picking the on-form striker, Nick. Who you going with?
I'm going with Allaire, because saying that, I'm not saying Yarmolenko doesn't deserve it, which I think he does. They both can. But Allaire with service, that's all he needs. And I think if we keep the wing backs with Masuaku on the left, that'll provide service. Bowen with the in-swinging crosses. I think we just need to give Allaire a chance with – he just needs service. And that's what he's been showing us in the cup. So, yeah, I'd go with Allaire.
Dave, I'm going to come to you first on this one. So let's keep with that theme. But outside of that front three, who in our cup team do you think has played their way into the first team, the league team?
I would like to see more of the youngster Alessi. He's been played really well. We need centre backs, and I think he's ready. I think he's ready for a couple of games.
Okay, Nick.
I mean, he hasn't really gotten a run in this season, but I mean, the obvious Ben Johnson. I mean, I've always liked him, but I'll agree with Dave and say Alessi, because if we're going to keep three at the back, I am not that comfortable with Cresswell being the left center back, and I would rather, if Moyes isn't going to play Balbuena, which I mean he's going to have to with Diop out now, but I'd rather like a first center back playing that role than Cresswell. So
fair enough. Matt.
It's Josh Cullen time. When he's been asked to play, he's played really well. I think he was the one that put the ball in for the Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko then put the ball across for Allaire's goal against Charlton. He had 2 assists for Bowen in the Betway Cup. So again, when he's being asked to play, he's playing well. He's had 2 good seasons on loan at Charlton. Bowyer couldn't praise him enough. He said, I think Bowyer said that he protects the back four really, really well. We piss goals. We might, so having Cullen come into the team, he puts in a shift. He's a young player. We've seen that from Diangana. We've seen that from Rice. It's those players that come through the academy that will really throw themselves around. And with Noble perhaps on his way out at the end of his career, who knows what's happening with Rice? Time to give Cullen a run out in the middle of the park once he's COVID-free.
Yeah, that could be a little while, but I tend to agree with you. But I like the point. I think the point everybody's made there is it's time for at least a few academy players to get some time, and that's the kind of club that we are, and it's also the kind of situation where we're in. If we're not going to go out and buy some players, then I think we have to, start blooding some of these youngsters and get them a bit of match experience. So I like the shouts all around there. Well done, everybody. On to more serious topics. How many slices of meat is too many slices on a sandwich, and why? Really hard-hitting stuff here on Friday Night Lights. Matt, tell me about your sandwiches.
Sandwiches. First of all, I don't know why we're going with sandwiches. I don't know why we're discounting the sub straight away. I think I think the sandwich is a little bit 2005 for me. It's time to move to the sub. You can get lots more meat in there. You can pack it, fill it. There's a reason why Subway is the most successful fast food franchise, it's because of the Subway sandwich. Also, when it comes to slices, it really depends on the thickness of the slice. I think if we're talking about a real doorstop wedge of ham or roast beef, get it in there. There should be more meat than bread is the basic ratio you're looking for.
That is a cultured viewpoint, and I appreciate that, Matt. Dave, slices on a sandwich. Where are we at here? What's going on?
Well, I'm going to give you a very scientific answer to this one.
Please do.
There's only one correct answer to this question, okay? The too many slices is that point where you have put one more, when the sandwich is compressed, that you can't fit the sandwich in your mouth. So if you can't fit it in your mouth, take one slice off and then you're perfect.
It's very practical, that, Dave. Very practical.
I like that. Yeah. I like that.
That's science.
Yeah, I'm going to give you another butternut squash up just because it is science. It is science.
Dr. Fauci of sandwiches.
Yeah, the man we can all trust. Talk to me about your sandwiches, your subs, your hoagies, whatever else.
I know. All right, I know.
Nick, you're on mute. The sandwiches are on mute.
Oh. I am a perfectionist, and I like the perfect sandwich. And I would say too much meat is 4 slices because I don't want to. If I'm eating a sandwich with ham, I don't want ham to be the overwhelming taste that I'm getting. And I'll have 3 pieces of meat, 2 slices of cheese, and then whatever else goes on it. Because I don't want to. I'm not just chomping down on. If I want nothing but meat, I'll just get a burger or something, or a steak. If I'm just having a sandwich, it has to be like colorful with flavors, not just overwhelmed with meat. So,
and another double butternut squash up for A, the precision, and B, the passion with which you spoke about sandwiches with second to none. Let's keep it on that theme. Surprise question. So what are the accompaniments that you're putting with those sandwiches? What in the UK, or at least in my household, it was definitely butter on the bread.
Mm-hmm.
America does a little bit more mayo, but what are the other things that have to go around that ham sandwich? Nick, I'm coming right to you because of your passion. Tell me about your ham sandwich.
It's not really. Trying to think of my favorite sandwich. There is one. It's would you consider a grilled cheese? Not a grilled cheese. I make this pizza grilled cheese, like pepperoni and mozzarella sauce, and I mean I like it hot. So
you dirty bastard, Nick. You dirty bastard.
I'm not eating a ham sandwich with mozzarella sauce on. That's not what I'm saying. But I love me some mozzarella sauce. So
that is one reason I have to come to Ohio. Dave, tell me more about your sandwich. What else is going on there? What's coming with the ham?
Well, we didn't specify ham. I said meat. All right. So most of the time for me, it's going to be roast beef or turkey. All right. Ham is all right in some circumstances, but most of the time it's your roast beef or your turkey. And with either of those, I'm a piccalilli man myself.
That's a bold choice.
Piccalilli, yeah.
That's a bold choice, Matt. In fairness, I got to come to you as well, Matt. Tell me more.
Plenty of butter, on both pieces of bread. I don't want who wants a dry sandwich? Nobody. And we're chucking on as a condiment. We're going to go with Coleman's English mustard. A little bit of spice, little bit of heat. Spreads evenly and goes with turkey, goes with ham. You name it. Coleman's mustard can top it off.
Oh yeah, I'm a Coleman's mustard man. I'm a beer drinker as well. If any of you guys seen Oscar Blues Brewery out in Colorado just did a collaboration with French's mustard, believe it or not.
Okay.
It sounds terrible, but French's for me hides in a sandwich, let alone a beer. So when they come back and they've brewed a beer with Coleman's, then I'll actually be interested.
Yeah.
Wally, talk to me about your sandwiches, please. Well, you're the man of drinks. What does the man of drinks make for sandwiches?
Well, I live close to Philly, so of course I eat cheesesteaks, and there is an infinity of slices on a cheesesteak. You couldn't count all the little sliced pieces of meat. So, and then on the cheesesteak, of course, Cheese Whiz. So there you go.
Oof.
Whiz, yeah, it's just pure.
Its natural form.
Wally, how's everybody? We're at halftime. We're gonna have to boot somebody. So I'll let you be the bad guy.
Okay, so we got Matt in the lead with 10, and David with 6, and Nick with 7. So unfortunately, my fellow Alamo Hammer, I have to do the dirty deed of booting my co-host.
Rigged.
Yeah, I didn't want there to be any like collusion or doubt here. So, sorry, David.
Dave, fantastic stuff. I'm so sorry. I'm going to boot you out. You can either hang backstage or go into the chat room and mess around with these guys and talk more about your sandwiches. It's probably your roast beef choice, Dave. Roast beef and turkey. You pick the driest meats. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're going to go back. Wally, we'll see you at full time. Let me knock you out as well. Matt and Nick getting into the showdown here. That's a terrible view. That's much better.
There you go.
Let's get into it. There's a few more and lots of sandwich talk in the chat room. We're glad we're inspiring so many people.
Hungry now.
It's a universal topic, the sandwich.
I know everybody loves a sandwich. Transfers. There's not much time left, so let's talk about that while we still have that as a talking point.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your best argument why solely using agents to identify transfer targets is a good practice, because that's what we do at West Ham. Nick, you look inspired. You've had a great sandwich debate. Let's get into it, man. Come on, you got this. Tell me. Talk to me about agents and why agents should be the ones that we go to when we need transfers.
Well, I do not like the argument that agents is the way to go. Mainly because of that Dick, that Salt House guy. He's involved with every fucking transfer. He was involved with the Arnautovic somehow. That's what X said. I don't know who else, but he just seems like a dirty human being. And yes, they're like, oh, I have this player who wants to come here, but I want to see we need good scouts who know what to look for the team, and agents just don't provide that. They're like, oh yeah, this is my player. He likes to play. He wants to play for this team. I just don't think it's a good practice at all.
You're saying that they may be biased, I think is what I'm taking from that, and that's probably right.
Yeah,
Matt, agents, that's a good use of resources, isn't it? Instead of paying for a whole scouting department.
Well, apparently it is at West Ham because that is what we do. So if we were to go on the why do we do it, if you want to play devil's advocate, we do it because it's cheaper than paying scouting staff, 100 scouting staff perhaps. Well, our agents' fees might probably knock that out. We don't have the scouting network to get people outside and get people looking at players, especially abroad. So we rely on all these randoms to do it for you. We've been doing that's the West Ham way, really. We've been doing it for a long time. Redknapp used to do it with VHS tapes of players coming in, bringing people over based on a 5-minute clip. Nothing's changed. We repeat the same mistakes. It's bad practice, but it's what happens.
I probably erased that from my memory until you brought that back up. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Is Rice going to Chelsea this window? Why or why not, Matt?
I think that he is not going to go in this window. I think at the minute, the money that Chelsea have spent, they've spent big. They've got plenty of players there in the middle. He's not an absolute need for them. I think they've got they've addressed the goalkeeper today. Big spend on the goalkeeper today. Havertz, big spend. Even Chelsea have got their limits. I think Rice would like to probably stay and see out this season. He's had some roles as captain. I think he wants to get that under his belt. Yes, it's inevitable. Yes, he's going to go. We all know it. But I don't think he's going to go this season, this window, because Chelsea don't have an immediate need for him. They'll save some of that money, and we'll keep hold of him at least till Christmas. But this window, no.
I like your point about captain. I'm going to jump in with the button on that. Nick, is he going?
It's really hard to say just because there's what X was saying, and there's only 10 days left. I could see him going, but the bad part is I'm scared Sullivan's going to bite at a low bid or lower than what we value him at, plus Loftus-Cheek, and I don't think that is what we really need. Or we're not going to use the money that we get from him properly. We're just going to have a hole in our team. Sully's not going to fill that position right away, or with a player that David Moyes wants. So I could see him going, but
God, Nick, you should have been like born and brought up in London with that viewpoint of West Ham. You've been infiltrated with the West Ham negative. Mate. You've seen too much already. You've seen too much. Oh dear, but you're right. So I mean, it could happen, right? I mean, Declan Rice could be off, and there's a real possibility that we could also not spend any money this transfer window. I mean, that's certainly the way things are going. That's a real possibility. So, what is your best argument that we actually don't need to sign anybody and we're okay with what we have, Nick?
Chemistry. We ended on a decent run. I think we lost one of our last 5, like that shitty Burnley game. But we ended the season strong. Despite our hard running of games, I just think the team's really close. And so based on that, we don't really need to add people. And if we stay fully fit, we have, I would say, a really decent team. But that's a giant if we stay fit. But yeah, that's why we don't need anyone.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think we have probably a mid-table team if they actually got their act together. Matt.
Yeah, based on that, I think if we got our act together, we have got a mid-table team. We're definitely good enough. Irish Tommy said a couple of weeks ago that he thinks that there aren't 3 teams worse than us. There are definitely 3 teams worse than us. Sullivan's plan is to stay in the league at absolute minimal cost. That means he's not going to bring anybody in. We are good enough on paper. Cresswell is just about good enough for the Premier League. Yes, he's really inconsistent, but he's probably okay. The squad we've got, if you look at the players we put out in the cup, Allaire and Anderson and Lanzini, the players are there. Mixed right, the chemistry is really important. The team's there. I think the team are together. It's just, can we actually do it? If we play like we played at Arsenal the other week, we'll be fine. If we play like we did against Newcastle, we'll get murdered. So just a bit more consistency. That's all we need, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, I hope we're right. I mean, I see that the exact same way. I think we have. I would like to strengthen. It's looking less likely.
Right.
But, yeah, I think we have a decent enough team where we should be able to cover our gaps, and that consistency will be key. I mean, that's something we've been missing, unfortunately, for at least a year. So they need to get on it, and hopefully Moyes is a guy to do that. Last question of the night. So here's, everybody's opportunity to get ahead here. And with David Sullivan, went on TalkSport. Everybody loved it. It was a great time. And he talked about how we got through to the next cup, and it's such a positive thing for our club to actually win a few games. But David Sullivan talked about it as how much it costs. It would cost 50 grand to send a team up to Evan up north. So I'm asking both of you to give me your best David Sullivan impression and tell me, I mean, you don't have to do his voice, but just you're in the mind of David Sullivan, right? So how would he turn the following positives that would be good things for our club into negatives? What would he say if he heard about the following things? So, Matt, let me start with you. The first thing, what would David Sullivan's reaction be to Felipe Anderson finding good form?
So if Anderson hits form, Sullivan's going to be negative about it, right? Just so I understand.
Exactly.
Okay. So Anderson's just hit form. Well, the problem is we've still got too many wingers. We've got too many wingers. We don't need enough wingers. If we've got good wingers, we've got some. Then we want to get rid of them. We got rid of Dean Garner. We made a couple of quid out of that. We make a couple of quid out of this lad too. So let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. Nice little learner.
Sounds about right. Nick.
You stole my argument. I'm kind of pissed about it.
Nick, I'm sorry.
Weird. That line's that gets me every time. But yeah, it was too many wingers. Yeah. And he'll just ship them off right away. Oh, we don't need a good player to our team. We have too many bad players. Bye-bye. Back to Italy you go.
Fair enough. His favorite player, Robert Snodgrass, scoring a hat trick. Nick.
Holy shit. This dude's still on our team? What's going on here? And then I'd say anyone doing well, just bye-bye. See ya.
Unfortunately, you might be right. Matt.
Well, the problem here with Snodgrass scoring a hat trick is now I've got to pay him a hat trick bonus. Do you know how much his hat trick bonus is? His goals bonus. He's on £5,000 a goal. That's going to cost me an absolute fortune. I was taking a wife away at the weekend. Now can't do it. What a shame. Thanks, Robert.
David Moyes wins Manager of the Month. Matt.
David Moyes winning Manager of the Month. So the problem with Moyes is that I was really looking forward to sacking him again. If he keeps winning these awards and keeps winning Manager of the Month, I don't know what we're going to do. He's on. He'll end up wanting more money. He'll end up wanting a long-term deal. I really was hoping to get Allardyce back in or see what Kerbishy was up to. Bloody hell, Moyes. Thanks very much.
Matt, I appreciate you getting into character. Nick.
I can't top that. That was too good. I don't know.
Well, let's watch out for honesty. Well done, Nick. Nick, I'll give you a crack at the last one. You get to go first. West Ham wins the league. What does David Sullivan say? Why is it bad?
That's tough.
It's tough, right?
Probably just more money to pocket, not give back to the club, and then somehow blame it on Pellegrini. This was all Pellegrini's fault.
Matt.
I think you'd say something like, do you know what? These West Ham fans are never happy. We come into the club, the money we saved this club, the money we put in, and they're never happy. We've just won the league, and they're moaning on TalkSport again. I'm sick and tired of it. I wish we'd have got relegated.
Nice one. Well done, everyone. Good stuff. Wally, what's your best David Sullivan impression? What do you think he would say if West Ham won the league?
Oh, good grief. Well, we haven't won the NFL. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you know how far Real Madrid is? Do you know how much that's going to cost me? It's 50 grand plus up to Hull.
Yeah.
God, I still can't believe he said that. And I don't know who he was trying to aim with that message. Who was going to feel sorry for him that he had to pay 50 grand? And first of all, why is it 50 grand to get the team up to Liverpool, for God's sake? Just hire a couple of coaches and you'll be done with it.
Did you get on me? Start going around?
Yeah, I did. Had some brilliant names on there as well. Grady Diangana was on there donating £5. Wally.
Yes.
How did everybody do tonight? I try and keep these to a half hour, and I think we may have nailed it tonight.
Yes, we had some very good, concise points, which I appreciate. We didn't have to listen to like long-winded explanations. So this was great. And so coming in second place was Nick with 17, and Matt, who does the best Sullivan impression, 21, wins the night. So well done, Matt.
Close the gap though, Nick. That was really close that gap. That was well done.
Those impressions. That was
right.
Matt really threw himself into those, didn't he?
Yeah, well done.
Let me, Matt, I'm going to give you the opportunity. Let me boot these guys. Matt, you are more than welcome to address our chat room, address West Ham land. What do you have to say to all the supporters going into this weekend? We've got a nice match against Wolves coming up on Sunday. Should we be positive? Should we be worried? What message do you have for the West Ham fans out in the world?
Yeah, I would say this. I think it's time to be positive. I mean, we said the other night about we keep sticking Wolves on a pedestal. There's no reason we should put them on a pedestal. Yes, they've had a little bit of success recently, but it's Wolves. Come on, and listen. If the chairman's not going to be positive about a decent cup run, then it's up to us to try and pick it up. So. If you're watching a game at the weekend, if you're getting together with a group or you're getting together with some buddies, let's have a bit of positivity this weekend. At least for the first 10 minutes until we concede.
Excellent stuff. Kieran's right. 21 butternuts is a record for this show, at least on butternuts. I don't know about likes, but let me get the other guys back in. Thanks everybody for taking part. Thanks to everybody in the chat rooms. Good to see you all. It's Friday night again. Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Dave, who I think is still hanging out in the chat room. Matt, thank you so much. Wally, as always, thank you. Everybody in the chat room, click the like button, click the subscribe button, tell a friend, and, Friday Night Likes. We're back. We got butternut squashes.
Yeah.
Tune in on Fridays. Here we are. Can't guarantee the time. I apologize, but good to see you all. And thanks to all the UK viewers still staying up so late. I don't know. You must be coming back from a good old knees up or something anyway. So
Amazing.
that's it. That's our show. We'll see you next Friday, and come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Irons, come on.